We want you to find working in Dorico enjoyable, quick, and pain-free. So we're always looking for ways to improve your workflow experience. We're really proud of how many of these improvements we've managed to work into Dorico 6, and I'm excited to share them with you now. In engrave mode, you can now show rulers that allow you to perfectly place items precisely on the page. Your mouse pointer position is always shown on the ruler relative to the top left corner of the page, and there's a preference to continue ruler measurements across page spreads. The ruler uses your preferred unit of measurement, also set in Preferences. Turn the rulers on and off at the top of the Engrave menu, where you will also enable the grid, another tool to help you plan the layout of your page. There are several grid presets available, or you can define your own, including the ability to show only horizontal or vertical grid lines. We have significantly improved the usefulness of the jump bar, which now allows you to both search and set the majority of Dorico's plethora of options. Now, when you type into the jump bar, you will see commands and options, covering engraving options, notation options, layout options, note input options, and playback options. When you have found the option you would like to modify, simply hit return and the settings for that option are displayed. Use arrow keys to toggle between grouped buttons. Use the spacebar to activate or deactivate a switch, or open a drop-down menu. Then use the arrow keys to change the selected item. Use the up and down arrow keys also to increase or decrease numeric values in a spin box, or you can simply type the new value directly. Hit return again to confirm your choice and close the jump bar. If you prefer, you can type Alt or Option Return, which opens the relevant options dialog on the relevant page for you to modify there. Some options that use special types of control are not available in the jump bar, and you can't currently set aliases for options, but I think you'll love being able to set some of your most used options directly from the jump bar. It really speeds things up. Dorico's legendary input popovers can now be dragged vertically to set their location. Sometimes the music items you're inputting or editing can be obscured by the popover or perhaps appear too far away. Each popover remembers its own vertical position, so you can, say, set the chord symbols popover a little higher, but the lyrics popover down beneath the staff. Popovers also now show an attachment line that indicates the rhythmic position at which the item will be input. If an otherwise system-attached music item, such as key signatures, time signatures, chord symbols, and so on, can be created locally for the selected staff, a new button appears on the popover to control this. This was previously only possible by holding down Alt while you hit return. That still works, but the new button makes it easier to see and do. Similarly, a new numeric spin control on the lyrics and chord symbols popovers allow you to set the line or row for each type of music item you're creating. There are now multiple elements that can display on the page that are not part of the music, from the system track and cycle locators to highlighting the staff to show bar repeat regions, chord symbol regions, and much more besides. Everyone has their own preference for what they want to be displayed, so a new View Options dialog allows you to set all of these in one place and then even save your configuration as the default, meaning every time you start a new project, you will see exactly what's important to you. In addition, a new View Options selector can be found on the toolbar that lets you quickly show and hide some key elements, such as the system track and signposts, and in engrave mode, the new rulers and grid. Previously only accessible via the setup mode player cards, you can now double-click a staff label to edit the name of an instrument or group. You can right-click many selected music items and choose Edit Font to be taken directly to the paragraph style or font style that item uses where you can quickly make a modification. Many pop-up menus that contain long lists, such as available font, now have a filter at the top that allows you to type to search for your chosen item. Some improvements to working with project info tokens. Now, when you double-click a text frame that contains tokens, you're given the option to edit the frame contents directly, or, as we advise, open the project info dialog so that you can enter the relevant information there and preserve the current page template. There's a preference to set Dorico always to open the project info dialog when editing text frames containing tokens. We also display token placeholders that are used in text frames but not set in project info, so you can see what's included on the page layout and, again, jump directly to them in project info. These won't print, and they can be turned off in view options. There are also new tokens to display the instruments present in a layout, useful in part layouts to create an automatic list of instruments held by that player. We've been able to restore an old favorite feature. Pressing Alt or Option 8 will open the Properties panel with the search field in focus so you can filter for your required property immediately. And talking about properties, a couple of improvements. You can now select any combination of notes, rests, grace notes, and tuplets, and the properties for notes will be accessible. What's more, whereas previously when more than one type of music item was selected, the Properties panel would only show common properties, a new preference allows you to show all properties for all selected items. Used in conjunction with the Properties filter, this can really speed up working with properties. The status bar now displays even more information related to the current selection, including the page or pages the item appears, and the timecode position of individual items or the time range of multiple items. Remember, you can right-click the status bar to choose what information and controls it displays. Modal dialogues, which prevent you from interacting with any other part of the application while open and typically have OK cancel buttons, can now be confirmed by typing Control Return. That's Command Return on Mac. There's now a dialog to filter by paragraph style, allowing you to quickly select all text using a particular style. This can be useful when using the Next feature, which lets you change individual staff text to system text, or the other way around. The Library menu now lets you copy notation options into all flows in the current project and copy layout options into all full score layouts or all part layouts in the current project. You can now assign key commands to specific playing techniques, so you can bypass the popover for your most common markings. On Windows, font family support has been extended, so now a font family will appear once in the list with all weights available in the style list. In the hub, when viewing recent projects using the grid view, you can press the new magnify button to zoom into the top of the thumbnail and just help identify which project is the one you wish to open. The instrument filter control can be used only in galley view. Now, if you use a key command to enable the instrument filter or a specific filter preset when in page or fill view, you're warned that you should be in galley view and given the option to switch. What's more, if you choose not to show the message again and press OK, whenever you use an instrument filter key command in page or fill view in the future, you'll automatically switch to galley view. Also, when using the instrument filter, it now ignores any hidden instruments. So when you do things like extend the caret in note input, move or duplicate notes to the staff above or below, or paste and explode notes to multiple staves, only instruments in view will be considered. And finally, you can now export and import your user settings, making transferring to a different computer much easier. When you import user settings, you're shown a dialog when you choose which settings you would like to import, such as various option sets, key commands, playback templates, and more. We think you're going to love working in Dorico even more with all of these enhancements to your workflow. Let me know in the comments which is your favorite. I'm Anthony Hughes. Thanks for watching.